helping us out here with the video and the timing as well. Here, we'd like to thank them as well, and Amy, some other sponsors and some people out on the hill doing a great job.
Yeah, we have so many people that put in a lot of time and effort to make this state meet run smoothly. And this is the 43rd annual Wisconsin High School Ski and Snowboard Championships, the 25th year here at Mount La Crosse. So it's pretty exciting. We're glad that you can make it and join us for this awesome 3-day event. We want to thank the race organizing committee. We have Lois Storley, race administrator, Bill Patza and Cindy Patza also doing so much for this 3-day event. We have our chief of race, Steve Mickelson. And we have Chief of Course Setting, Bill Patza. Our technical delegate is Pat Slattery. In the race office, you'll see Lois Storley, Bernice Casperson, and Cindy Patza. If you have questions, please stop by. At Mount La Crosse, we want to thank our owner, Todd Shiney, and his awesome crew, Darcy Bridle, Tom Raisler, Jason Barney, and Jenny Blake. We want to thank PT Timing, Interstate Sound, La Crosse County Convention and Visitors Bureau. The announcers today are me, Amy Schwartz, and Scott Emmerich, but we also will have Brewster McVicker joining us tomorrow. We want to thank the medical staff, Mount La Crosse Ski Patrol. They're here for us and do a fantastic job. Our chief of timing is Nick Bennett. Our data processing and scoring is done by PT Timing. Our referees today are Mark Hyde, Rod Olson, Tim Hogum. Today, tomorrow, and Monday. Chief gate judges are Greg Blomberg, Heather Blomberg, and Darren Pop. And timing, we want to thank Nick Bennett and Laura Johnson for all the hard work they put into this. And, of course, PT Timing, who help make this run smoothly. So we're very excited to have our next race, the men's GS. And we also want to thank our sponsors. We have Gerhard's Kitchen and Bath Store. They do a lot for us. And without them, we couldn't do it. First Supply, we want to thank them. They do a fantastic job supporting us. We also want to thank Quick Trip and Matthew Construction, Potato King, Gustav A. Larson, Innovative Solutions, Badger Corrugating, Kinetic out of Greendale, Wisconsin. Well, we want to thank CenturyLink. Of course, we want to thank Mount La Crosse, the La Crosse Area Sports Commission, the Hampton Inn and Wicks Wood Floors, and of course Explore La Crosse. So we're looking forward to some great racing today, tomorrow, and Monday. So please stay with us and we'll continue shortly. And it looks like we have our first forerunner on course. And we don't have names for our forerunners, sorry. We would appreciate what they do, but we just don't have their names right now. So now we have our second forerunner, F2 on course. We usually have 5 forerunners. They're there to test the course, make sure it's running smoothly and safely. And we're getting a little bit of snow right now. That shouldn't slow our borders down very much. And our first racer will be bib number 485. And that will be Ryan Adnick from Waukesha. And he is on course right now, 485. Ryan Adnick, a senior from Waukesha. We've got some mixed graphics here. It says girls border cross, but that's not it. We're in the men's GS right now, and Ryan Adnick is finishing up, and Ryan's time is the 30.72. Our next racer will be 5'10", Finn Wurish, a freshman from Whitefish Bay. He's in the start right now.
And Amy, just to give the folks here at Mount La Crosse an idea of what we have coming back, only 5 of the top 10 racers from last year are back, so there's plenty of opportunity for some of these speedsters to move up and maybe medal, move into the top 10. Central Logan is the defending state champ in the boys. Overall, Middleton took second last year and West Bend third. On the course right now, Finn Werish from Whitefish Bay making his first appearance at the state snowboard meet, just a freshman.
And this kind of looks like a fun, fast course for these boarders. Hopefully It'll be a good competition. Our next racer will be 468, Carl Herring, a sophomore from Madison West. And that was Finn Warish finishing. We don't have his time right now, but we'll get it. On course now is Carl Herring from Madison West. So they're fixing the graphics right now, and finishing up is Carl Herring. Our next racer will be 497, Luke Schaff from Wanakee, and he's a senior. And he is on course. So Luke Schaff making his way through this GS course.
And Schaff across the finish line. And coming up next will be Colin Bredding from Ashland. After Colin will be Danny Harvey from Slinger. But here comes Colin Bredding from Ashland.
And he's coming over the head wall. Looks good. A good tight line through these gates. And we're watching Colin Bredding, a junior from Ashland. And Colin finishes. Again, we don't have times. We're struggling again with that, but we will get that corrected. Now on course is bib 480, Danny Harvey from Slinger. And Danny is a junior.
After Danny will be Ethan Meldy from the Aquinas Onalaska Co-op. But here comes Danny Harvey, bib 480 from Slinger.
And Danny doing a great job on his edges there. Danny finishes. Our next racer on course is 450, Ethan Meldy, a sophomore from Aquinas, Alaska. Ethan's had a great season in the Western Conference, and hopefully he can have a great state meet as well. Looking good so far, Ethan.
Ethan took fourth at the Mount Lacrosse Cup a couple of weeks ago. Figures to be one of the favorites here as he closes in on the finish.
And Ethan Meldy has a nice run. Again, we don't have times, but now on course is bib 460, Max Early, a junior from La Crosse Central Logan, and he actually won the Mount Lacrosse Cup, so we're hoping Max can have a great state meet today as well.
Max took sixth at state last year, and again, one of those top 10 finishers from last year back on the course and hoping to climb to the top. Here comes Max Early towards the finish.
All right, nice job, Max Early. It's weird, his name is Max Early, and he always wants to leave my class early, Scott. I don't know what that means. But anyway, on course we have Taylor Stewart, bib 513 from Port Washington. And he's looking good, too, on this GS course. He'll be followed by bib 472, Alex Andler from Middleton. So approaching the finish, we have Taylor Stewart from Port Washington. And at the top of the course is 472, Alex Andler, a senior from Middleton.
And Cole Rummel from West Bend will follow Andler.
And again, we apologize. We don't have times for you right now, but we hope to get that remedied quickly so we can give you some times. We're watching as Cole Rummel makes his way through this GS course and finishes. I think that was Cole Rummel. It's hard to see the... Oh, 503. This is Cole Rummel. That was Alex Andler finishing. That was Alex Andler from Middleton. Now on course is Cole Rummel from West Bend.
Cole Rummel had a great run here a couple of weeks ago. He took second at the Mount Lacrosse Cup.
And Cole makes his way through the finish line. And bib 511, Connor Streifel, a junior from Madison Memorial, is now on course. And he's here as an individual competitor. He'll round out our first seed of the men's GS. And here he comes, Connor Streifel, bib number 511 from Madison Memorial, crosses the finish.
Now on the course is Patrick Melius from Slinger. Due up after him will be Dylan Veit from Middleton. But there's Patrick Melius from Slinger.
And these these guys are handling this course really well. It's fun. It's technical, but they're having a great time. It looks pretty smooth. Patrick Melius finishing up, and now on course is 478 Dylan Veit or Veet. We're not sure. He's a freshman from Middleton. So his first state appearance and having a little trouble at that head wall, but he recovers and is back on course.
Up after Dylan is Nathan Redfern from Verona.
Here comes Dylan Veit or Veit. We're not sure. He crosses the finish. At the top of the course is bib 515, Nathan Redfern from Verona.
And after Nathan will be Parker Lawrence from Aquinas, Onalaska.
And Parker's had a good season here, or a good conference season. So hopefully he'll have a great time here at the state meet. His first state appearance as a freshman. Here comes Nathan Redfern from Verona, a sophomore. And he crosses the finish. Now on course is bib 449, Parker Lawrence, a freshman from the Aquinas, Onalaska Co-op. In the start gate, we have 465, Max Armstrong, a senior from Madison West.
Here comes Parker Lawrence from the Aquinas, Onalaska Co-op on his home hill here, sliding across the finish.
Now on course, 465, Max Armstrong from Madison West. In the gate, 496, Cole Kennedy, another senior, and he's from Wanakee. And we're watching Max Armstrong from Madison West. Max crosses the finish. At the top of the course is 496, Cole Kennedy from Wanakee. In the gate, 507, Daniel Gwint from Whitefish Bay. Cole Kennedy making his way through this GS course. Ooh, little bobble at the end there. And that's Cole Kennedy, a senior from Wanakee, finishing. At the top is 507, Daniel Gwit from Whitefish Bay, also a senior. So it's his last GS.
And after Daniel will be Brad Halverson from West Bend. But you're getting a look now and a little bit of a slide there from Daniel Gwit from Whitefish Bay.
And even though it's disappointing, he's got to keep moving because he wants to get a finish for his team. So Daniel Gwit making his way to the finish, catching a couple edges there. Daniel finishes. At the top of the course is 500, Brad Halverson, a senior from West Bend.
Actually, he's coming towards the bottom of the course, right on his heels here. Here comes Halverson. Almost lost it for a moment, but across he comes. Cameron Komar from Waukesha making his way down. He'll be followed by Chase Leuenberger from Central Logan.
And this will be Chase's last GS state appearance. Chase has had a great season. He got sick earlier in the year, but making a great comeback. We're watching bib 487, Cameron Komar, a sophomore from Waukesha. Here comes Cameron Komar to the finish. And on course is one of our local favorites, 462, Chase Leuenberger from the La Crosse Central Co-op. They won it last year. Let's see how Chase can do this year.
Chase took 8th overall at the state meet last year and looking pretty smooth here as he makes his way towards the finish.
And here he comes, Chase Leuenberger through the finish. And on course is bib 453, Owen Zapiga, a sophomore from Ashland.
Zapiga will be followed by Cody Sonny from Ashland as well. Teammates going back-to-back here at Mount La Crosse.
And Owen Zapiga is on course. He'll be our final competitor in seed number 2 of the men's GS. Remember, we have 6 seeds for all of our competitions. Here is Owen Zapiga from Ashland finishing. On course, 455, Cody Sonny, or Suni, not sure. A senior from Ashland. He is at the head wall. And then we have 464, Brian Pop from La Crosse Central Logan in the gate.
Cody Sonny making its way down. And now crossing the finish. Brian Pop getting ready to come out of the gates at the top of the hill from Central Logan. He took 5th last year. He is the top returner from last year's results. So Brian Popp making his way down, figures to be a contender for a state title.
And Brian has been racing really well all season, so hopefully he can continue that trend for the entire day. Brian Popp on course from La Crosse Central Logan. Here he comes, across the finish. And on course now is 484, Cole Strupp, a junior from Slinger. And actually, he is in the gate. Here we go. He is on course. That's 484, Cole Strupp from Slinger.
After Cole will be Jamison Vogt from Wanakee.
Oh, Cole's having a little trouble up there past that red gate. But he's going to recover and get a finish. Again, we apologize. We do not have any times to announce at the moment, but hopefully we will very shortly. Here he comes. This is Cole Strupp crossing the finish. On course will be 493. Jamison Fote from Wanakee, a senior.
Liam Knoll from Madison West is due up next after Jamison.
And at the head wall is Jamison Fote from Wanakee. Ooh.
Fote takes a little bit of a slip there. Needs to gather himself back up and finish strongly. Here he comes.
Yeah, I wonder if the course is getting a little ruddy. But it's a great course. The competitors doing great. That was Jamison Fote finishing. Now on course is 470, Liam Knoll from Madison West.
Bobby Lehman from Waukesha is in the starter's gate, but you're looking at Liam Knoll. And he slides as well, almost in the same spot as Jamison Fote fell. So that area, a little bit of a slippery area for the boarders today.
And this looks like the hardest part where they have to hike back up to the gate, and that's a lot of work. But got to get a finish. So this is Liam Knoll, a junior from Madison West. And let's hear it for Liam Knoll. After a little bit of a hike, he finishes. On course is 488, Bobby Lehman from Waukesha. He is a senior.
And then Carson Schmidt from West Bend will follow Bobby Lehman.
And we want to thank our starter at the top of the course. We have Dory Early, our starter, our volunteer for the day. And thank you, Dory, for all that you do. And in the start is Bobby Lehman. Must be waiting for something up there. Snow is coming down a little bit harder. Still a decent temperature for racing, though. And we are about in the middle of seed number 3 of the men's giant slalom.
Almost halfway through. And just a reminder, Central Logan, the defending state champ team-wise. Middleton was second last year and West Bend third. Waukesha West took fourth in the team standings last year. And those 4 teams figure to be contenders again this year. Boys giant slalom.
We've got a lot of racing left today. We have the girls GS race, which is scheduled about noonish, and then around 1 o'clock the boys border cross. And then the day will end with slalom girls followed by the boys. So snowboarding all day today here at Mount La Crosse for the 2018 Ski and Snowboard Championships. So hopefully we can get some of these glitches worked out, and we'll be able to give you some times Looks like we're ready to watch 488, Bobby Lehman. He is now on course. And he approaches the head wall. Here's the tricky spot where a couple people have fallen. Hopefully he does a great job with that. Bobby Lehman, a senior from Waukesha, is on course.
And across the finish, Bobby Lehman. And on course right now is Carson Schmidt from West Bend. He'll be followed by John Jones from Middleton.
And we're watching Carson Schmidt, bib 504, a senior from West Bend, on course.
And Schmidt takes a little bit of a spill. He's going to have to gather himself back up.
And we have Bill Patz, a mountain man, on course, checking the conditions a little bit, clean them up a little bit for the racers. Carson Schmidt finishes on course as 474. John Jones, a senior from Middleton. And he will be followed by Danny Garrity, a senior from the Aquinas, Onalaska Co-op. Yeah, snow's coming down a little harder. Sometimes that trips the start wand and it trips the finish eye sometimes, I guess. So they probably are just making sure everything's going smoothly with the timing.
Well, if you remember last year here, Amy, we had rain and we had thunder and lightning. It was one of the strangest state ski and snowboard championships that we've ever had here. And because of the humidity and the heat, which you wouldn't think you'd have to worry about this time of year, the lenses kept getting fogged up at the finish line, and there were several restarts on that final Sunday and Monday of the state skis championships. But none of that here today. 25 degrees, snowy, and a gentle breeze here at Mount La Crosse. A very picture postcard, typical day here on the south side of La Crosse. So glad you could join us if you're watching on WIAlpinechamps.org and also PT Timing. And we are back to live action here at Mount La Crosse.
And on course is 474, John Jones, a senior from Middleton.
Danny Garrity from Aquinas, Alaska is due up next.
And I think Danny's been here all 4 years, so this will be his grand finale for the state championships for his GS. And on course, we're watching John Jones. And John crosses the finish. On course right now is 448, Danny Garrity, a senior from Aquinas, Alaska. Danny had a great season in the Western Conference again. Had a little trouble right there, but he's looking good. In the start, we have 509, William Price from Whitefish Bay. Here comes Danny Garrity, senior from the Aquinas, Alaska Co-op. At the head wall, we have 509, William Price from Whitefish Bay. And again, we don't have any times to announce, but we sure are enjoying watching these racers in this men's GS competition. This is William Price. And William crosses the finish. At the top of the course is 512, Alan Zarzicki from Madison Memorial. At the head wall, Alan Zarzicki, senior from Madison Memorial. Thank you to his coach who helped me learn how to pronounce that name. Alan Zarzicki from Madison Memorial. In the start is 514, Bailey Schwab, a freshman from Rhinelander Northland Pines. So approaching the finish is bib 512, Alan Zarzicki. On course is 514, Bailey Schwab, just over the head wall, freshman from Rhinelander Northland Pines. In the gate, we have 479, Sam Budnick, a sophomore from Slinger. So approaching the finish is Bailey Schwab, bib 514. On course now is 479, Sam Budnick, a sophomore from Slinger. He'll be followed by 490, Ethan Rich, a senior from Waukesha. So at the head wall, Sam Budnick from Slinger. And we are in the top of our seed number 4 for the men's GS. And making his way to the finish area, 479, Sam Budnick from Slinger. At the top of the course, 490, Ethan Rich. And he's actually at the head wall right now. That's Ethan Rich from Waukesha.
And then Max Dorr from Madison West is due up next. And then Sam Christensen from Central Logan.
Looks like a good finish there. On course is 467, Max Dorr. Or is that Sam? Nope, that's 467. Max Dorr, a junior from Madison West. He is at the head wall. In the start is 458, Sam Christensen, a junior from La Crosse Central Logan. Sam's had a great conference season, so hopefully he'll be able to contribute to this team effort for La Crosse Central Logan. We're watching Max Dorr from Madison West approach the finish area. And on course, 458, Sam Christensen at the head wall.
Christensen from Central Logan, part of that defending state championship squad, back for another run.
Sam has a little bit of a bobble, but he looks good, and he's going to have hopefully a good finish. That was Sam Christensen from La Crosse Central Logan. Now on course, 446, Aaron Brownell, a senior from the Aquinas, Alaska Co-op.
Aaron had a great state meet last year, finishing 7th overall. Let's see if he can come back and get things going again and get off to a fast start here today.
And Aaron Brownell is on course. Aaron, a senior, so this will be his last GS state course. Bill Patza, mountain man on course. Everybody, let's hear it for Bill, cleaning up the course. Here comes Aaron Brownell, approaching the finish. And Aaron looks like he had a nice run without goggles on. I don't know how he does it. Bib 506, Tomas Edmondson from Whitefish Bay is on course. He'll be followed by 473, Isaac Bookstaff from Middleton.
Tomas Edmondson from Whitefish Bay now halfway down here as he makes his way towards the finish line.
And Tomas is a senior from Whitefish Bay. In the start, 473, Isaac Bookstaff, a junior from Middleton. And here comes Tomas Edmondson finishing. At the head wall is 473, Isaac Bookstaff from Middleton. In the start, we have 502, Caleb Robin, a senior from West Bend. So here comes Isaac Bookstaff, bib number 473 from Middleton. On course, 502, Caleb Robin, a senior from West Bend. In the start, 456, Devin Sonny from Ashland. We're watching Caleb Robin, bib number 502 from West Bend. And Caleb gets a finish there. On course is 456, Devin Sonny, a junior from Ashland. He'll be followed by 495, Riley Hinckley, a senior from Wanakee. And at the head wall is Devin Sonny from Ashland. Devin's doing a nice job on this GS course. And Devin Sonny crosses the finish. On course is 495, Riley Hinckley, a senior from Wanakee.
Riley Hinckley will be followed by Alex Hefter from Slinger.
And Alex will be our first competitor in our 5th seed of the men's GS. And just a reminder for all snowboarders and snowboard fans, we'll do all the snowboard awards at the end of the day today, so please stick around. On course, we're watching Riley Hinckley at the head wall. Riley, a senior from Wanakee. Also, a quick reminder that state apparel can be picked up and purchased in the ULA room, which is the farthest left room of Mount Lacrosse. So go pick up your stuff, buy some stuff, support the state meet, and Riley Hinckley finishes.
Now on course, Alex Hefter from Slinger. Bib 481, Alex Hefter, followed by Alexander Marino from Whitefish Bay.
We've got a couple course workers just checking the course and kind of cleaning out a little maybe ruts that the boarders have created.
Now I imagine too this light snow has created some challenges as well as this starts to fall here. Been falling for about an hour here at Mount Lacrosse.
It's kind of pretty, and it's a lot better than the rain last year. So we're ready to begin the 5th seed of our men's GS. Our first racer is 481, Alex Hefter, a junior from Slinger, and he is now on course. And that's Alex Hefter at the head wall. He'll be followed by 508, Alexander Marino, a senior from Whitefish Bay. And here comes Alex Hefter from Slinger. Bib number 481. Alex Hefter finishing up. At the top is, at the head wall is 508, Alexander Marino from Whitefish Bay. And in the start, bib 461, Dawson Fredrickson, a sophomore from La Crosse Central Logan. Dawson was here last year, had a good time, and I think he's going to show us what he's got today. Alexander Marino making his way through the course. So bib 508, Alexander Marino, a senior from Whitefish Bay, finishes. Now on course 461, Dawson Fredrickson from the La Crosse Central Logan team. Dawson has had a great Western Conference season and looking good on this course.
Dawson coming down the hill fast. He's probably the only snowboarder who could snowboard from his home over here to Mount Lacrosse. Living right in his own neighborhood. Dawson Fredrickson across the finish line. A sensational run. Ben Paulson from Ashland is now on the course, followed by Magnus Grundeman from Wanakee.
And we want to thank all the volunteers, all the gate judges for helping us out. We have a lot of parents out there volunteering, so thank you for all of your help. And we are watching 454, Ben Paulson, a senior from Ashland.
Who took a little bit of a fall, and Paulson gathers himself back up and now trying to finish strong.
And that's Ben Paulson through the finish. At the head wall is 494, Magnus Grundeman from Wanakee. And this is his senior year. Magnus Grundeman.
He'll be followed by Joe Murin from Waukesha.
And here he comes through the finish, Magnus Grundeman from Wanakee.
Now Joe Murin from Waukesha to be followed by Chase Podergiel from the Aquinas Alaska Co-op.
And that's the toughest name I've said all year. It's actually Chase Portugal.
Portugal.
Portugal, like Portugal kind of, but yeah, silly spellings. And we're watching Joe Murin, a freshman from Waukesha, as he makes his way to the finish. Bib 451, Chase Portugal, a freshman from the Aquinas, Onalaska team, is at the head wall. Chase will be followed by 469, Lucas Imbudin, a senior from Madison West. So we're watching Chase Portugal from Aquinas, Onalaska Co-op. Oop, Chase has a little trouble at that red gate, but he's back up, looking for a team finish. And that's Chase Portugal from Aquinas, Onalaska. At the head wall, 469, Lucas Imbudin, a senior from Madison West. And in the start is 477, Noah Newman, a junior from Middleton. Here comes Lucas Imbudin from Madison West.
Noah Newman from Middleton getting ready to come out of the gate, and there he comes.
He'll be followed by 501, Nolan Caston, a sophomore from West Bend. And here comes Noah Newman from Middleton. And at the head wall is 501, Nolan Caston, a sophomore from West Bend. Nolan will be our final competitor in our 5th seed of the men's GS.
And he takes a little bit of a fall. That's that tricky spot up there, Amy, where we've seen a lot of our boarders slip and fall and at least lose their balance a little bit.
Looks like they pick up a little speed but have to make a pretty quick turn there, and causes them some consternation. At the top is Cade Swalvey from Wanakee, bib 498. That was Nolan Caston finishing up. So we have bib 498 as our first seed 6 competitor, Cade Swalvey, a sophomore from Wanakee.
After Cade will be Easton Wiedmeyer from West Bend. But here comes Cade across the finish.
At the head wall is 505, Easton Wiedmeyer, a sophomore from West Bend. He'll be followed by 457, Cooper Tamke, a senior from Ashland. So Easton Wiedmeyer, bib 505 from West Bend, making his way to the finish.
West Bend took 3rd here at state last year, so this is an important run for them. Nice run for Easton Wiedmeyer. Cooper Tamke from Ashland, bib 457, making his way down.
And in the start, we have 486, Calvin Hankey, a freshman from Waukesha. Approaching the tricky area is Cooper Tamke. And he's approaching the finish. That was Cooper Tamke from Ashland.
Calvin Hankey from Waukesha, just a freshman making his first run here at the state meet. He'll be followed by Jordan Meyer from Middleton.
And here we're watching Calvin Hankey from Waukesha finish. At the top of the course is Jordan Meyer from Middleton. He'll be followed by 447, Andre Fisher, a freshman from the Aquinas, Onalaska Co-op. So at the head wall is Jordan Meyer from Middleton. And we're wrapping up our men's GS race here. We have 4 racers left. And we're watching Jordan Meyer from Middleton finish. On course is 447, Andre Fisher, a freshman from the Aquinas, Onalaska Co-op.
He'll be followed by Andreas Medina from Slinger.
So we have Andre and Andres on course. And we're watching Andre Fisher making his way toward the finish. Making his debut here at Mount Lacrosse.
And now, Andres Medina from Slinger, also a freshman. He'll be followed by Habib Sese from Madison West.
At the head wall is Andres Medina, freshman from Slinger. In the start, 466, Habib Sesse, a sophomore from Madison West. And our final competitor will be 463, Isaac Marcoux, a senior from La Crosse Central Logan. And here we have Andres Medina from Slinger as he crosses the finish.